So, with that being said, today's show is brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook. You know, the top-rated sportsbooking app in the U.S. And when you talk about why DraftKings Sportsbook is dope, it's because they're safe, they're secure, and they are reliable. Meaning, when you're supposed to get paid, you get paid on time. Speaking of, shout out to Deke. He paid me on time, man. Deke pays his bets on time because he's reliable. He's consistent. He's safe. Just like DraftKings Sportsbook. And when it comes to DraftKings, if you put your, $5 deposit down your first bet and you use the promo code MOATS, that's MOATS, you will receive $200 in draft deposit money. It's free money. It's money that you use to go make more money potentially, all right? It's a great concept. It's a great situation. Promo code. You put it in. You get that money out. You see how we working, right? But, Deke, I also got to talk about how some people can't handle this lifestyle. Some people cannot handle gambling. They might have a problem. Shoot, they might even need some crisis counseling, Deke. Deke, I know there's one person, they needed referral services. They were in New York too. So I just told them this little number they could text and it was cool. But for everybody else, you know what I tell them?
What's that?
It's this number you got to call. And it goes like 1-800-GAMBLER. I said 1-800-GAMBLER. So were you rolling with that?
Oh, there's some bump.
I was about to say, yeah, absolutely, yes.
Without Jimmy G, Trey Lance hasn't looked good.
Who? Trey Lance? Trey Lance had like 3 games in there. We never got to see that.
So who you rolling with? So who you rolling with next year then?
Between who?
Over in San Fran.
Who?
I'm
well, Jimmy G's unrestricted.
No,
Are you talking about Lance Purdy?
It's Lance and Purdy. Who you rolling with?
I'm rolling with Trey Lance. I bought that. I bought that.
So this man about to take you to the Super Bowl. So the man is about to take you to the Super Bowl, and you are willing to turn your back for 3 games of mystery meat? Come on,
it wouldn't be the first time they did it. Man, though. You're saying that like
you're
Jimmy
right.
Garoppolo to the Super Bowl.
But at least with Jimmy, it was like, hey, he's limited, air quotes. Trey Lance is this wild card athlete, can throw, can do all this. And that was the selling point. You can't sell me on this dude came in last pick of the draft and he taking him to the Super Bowl and he'd have been undefeated through this whole thing. Touchdown, the interception ratio looking good. Yeah. Executes the concepts that you want. Keeps offense on schedule. And now we talking about, hey, I know you're doing all this in the postseason, which we all would agree is weighted differently than the regular season.
Definitely.
And we're going to pull you after the run that you're about to take us on, that you're currently taking us on. We don't know where it ends.
Contract.
Yeah, you're in the NFC Championship game right now, and Purdy is a big part of that. He hasn't come in there and messed it up. They haven't won in spite of him. He's been a part of their success.
If you start Purdy, you have to trade Trey Lance. You have to get him out the building. You see it? Now you have a whole nother conversation. You have to trade that. Now you got to get some value back for that. But you can't just let it sit in the building behind Purdy.
You got to trade him for sure.
But what's the alternative? You sit, or you gonna let Trey go, or let Trey start and sit Purdy?
Yeah, or you get some value out of Purdy. You trade that right down while it's hot. Man. You got to strike while things is hot.
Man, TG, you cutthroat over here. That boy say, yo, just one of them got to go. This man is taking you to the NFC Championship game as a rookie. Undefeated in his tenure.
Do you think Trey Lance is taking them to the NFC
That's
Championship
my thing.
right
I
now?
personally don't think he is, because I don't think he's going to be as buttoned up. I think he's going to turn the ball over. I think his decision-making is not going to be as good that we're seeing right now.
Why? How can you say that?
Because when I saw him in the first 3 games, it was that. And I've seen Brock Purdy in 7. We've seen Purdy in his first 7 games. Show me the game where he's looked bad.
But you're talking about a Purdy who's practiced with the team in the offense all year,
too. Show me the Purdy that looks bad. That's all I'm saying. 3 games. You said 3 games. He's had 3
Wait,
games.
am I wrong?
7 games.
Didn't Trey Lance
was here.
Have all those opportunities too?
Yes, he did. Yes, Trey Lance was here.
Or something in the offseason?
Trey Lance was practicing. The offense was for him. They made the decision in the offseason. Remember that.
He never got the reign of it.
But
when he got rained up, he got hurt.
He did.
Still trying to figure out what
Jimmy
to do
was
with
still
him.
hurt. Jimmy was still hurt all offseason, so the offense was designed for Trey.
They couldn't get a trade with
Yeah.
Bro, he got
Jimmy G.
hurt. He got hurt on a QB power. They don't even run that. They were trying to figure out how to use him.
This the Shanahan you talking about. You said Shannon's putting in whatever, right? It's Shanahan.
So the mastermind. He was trying to.
Oh man, that's crazy. It's
a mastermind. Mastermind.
I'm with Moats. I go Purdy for sure over Lance. My question is,
Purdy, bro.
What about Purdy versus Brady?
I mean, check it. If Tom's not coming there, if Tom want to come, all that can go.
What if Purdy wins the ship?
If Tom want to come, it don't matter.
Purdy win the ship, you moving on?
You can't move on.
Bro, what? TG. If Brock Purdy, he is in the NFC Championship game right now, 7-0, right? Or excuse me, 8-0. Yeah. If he wins the Super Bowl, we're talking about him being 10-0 officially in his first 10 starts.
Give me a first round pick for it. Give me a first and a third, and then give me a second and a third for Trey, and I'm loaded. I'm ready to go.
Oh my God!
I could see what he's saying here.
And I got Tom. I'm straight. Take that, all that.
This is
wow. So you're only getting Brady for like a year or two.
Wow.
All I need is Brady for 10 minutes. Come over here.
Jeez.
You know what to do.
As of right now, I'm taking Brady over Purdy. But if Purdy wins one, that's tough.
If Purdy wins Super Bowl this year, I'm rolling with Purdy. I'm not messing this thing up. I'm rolling with Purdy.
Yeah, you know what he had to go through to get there.
Absolutely, he's
his
cheap.
Teammates gotta believe in him.
They're gonna believe in him. He has that Brady mystique already with him being a late round pick. In fact, Mr. Irrelevant, right? He's making records, making history the whole time. I'm rolling with that. And I don't gotta love it either because it's cheap. So whenever I feel like, all right, this Cinderella story, the shooting fell off, like it's time to roll. All right, perfect. It didn't cost me anything to get him on the front end, and it's not going to cost me anything to move on from him on the back end. But when you're talking Brady, it's going to cost. He ain't coming over there for free. We didn't know that. That's going to cost. Trey Lance, that's a first rounder. That's definitely still going to cost. We know his numbers are nowhere near or nowhere near Brock Purdy's numbers, and the further he's in this contract, the more that number goes up. So that's why I'm like, man, Purdy makes a ton of sense.
I think that's why you traded.
Jeez.
I think that's why you traded. Like, you're talking like the business not still the business.
Oh, yeah.
That would be insane.
So let me ask you this.
Yeah.
If Mitch Trubisky would have balled this year,
okay,
would he have came back and gotten that starting spot next year?
Yeah.
What level of balling? If he's going to the Super Bowl, if he takes to the AFC Championship game, this is the context. This is not Brock Purdy week 17. We're talking Brock Purdy getting ready for the NFC Championship game versus the Philadelphia Eagles. And he's won regular season and every postseason game. I think the context from Mitch is drastically different. We talking regular season versus confetti games.
But I think you got to but you're talking programs too. Like, let's be honest. Like, San Fran is living in the championships and Super Bowls right now. Like, that's who they are.
They are.
That's who they are. They're just trying to get over the hump.
All right. So question then. So you can answer this then. All right. Let's talk about this. Is Brock Purdy, what he doing now, the equivalent of what Nick Foles did in Philly?
100%. Same thing.
Okay. Because if you're viewing it like that, then it makes sense why you're saying no, he's not the long term. I would still go to Trey, or I would bring in Brady. But
you not think he's like a starting quarterback in the league then?
No, this is a girlfriend. This isn't a wife. Like, and I'm not saying it like that. Like, he's a great player. Like, let my context state. Like, he's a great player. Like, but this is a girlfriend right now. Like, this isn't a long time. He'll maybe a long term answer for somebody else. But them boys drafted somebody third overall in the draft. Google his contract. That man.
I feel you. That's why they moved on from Jimmy G.
I think it was a bad pick.
That's why they were trying to move from Jimmy G. But at the same time, they were also hungry for anything at that time. Remember, of all the prospects, he was the biggest reach because he had only played one game in like 2 seasons because of the whole COVID stuff.
I get it. But his measurables, who he was, I don't know what they're in there seeing. But they were ready to let Jimmy G, who had took them to a Super Bowl, get up out there.
And you see how happy they were when he came back.
That's cool. That's cool. That's cool.
They were elated for his return. That's all.
That's what's up. But that don't mean nothing to us. Like, You talking like it's not a business. I think that's where you're talking like from viewpoint. Like, oh, this is the better play. Like, no, that don't matter. We paid this. We guaranteed this. We either gonna need that money back. That's how people get fired. Like, this is like, no, bro.
Because somebody wrong. Who was wrong? Somebody was wrong in this organization, and somebody get held accountable. Somebody be held accountable. Yeah.
I do feel like. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Something.
I was gonna say though, I do feel like with how the 49ers like played this season out, this is the time to get off them, and no one's gonna get fired. Like no one's getting rid of Shanahan or John Lynch.
Especially if they win it all, bro. If they win it all with a Brock Purdy,
I think they could even lose this NFC Championship.
Do get somebody in a little bit.
How you figure? I think whoever's this quarterback scout, you like, bro, whoever's scouting our quarterback, y'all A1. Y'all got us to Trey Lance, y'all got us to Jimmy G, and you hit on the Brock Purdy. That's a dub. Whoever is the scout for the quarterback, that's a win. If you gonna crucify me on my third overall Trey Lance, you better be singing my praises to the cows come home on this Brock Purdy pick, man.
Respect. So now somebody has to go. Who's going? They're not close, man. Who's going?
Maybe it was the same person.
Who's going? Is Brock going or Trey going? Because y'all keep saying you want to keep Brock, then Trey got to go. I got to get some compensation for that.
For sure, yeah, that's what you do.
But I do think it's a lot easier to move Trey Lance than it is to move Brock Purdy. Because Trey Lance, you have the wild card athletic ability. You sell him that he's another Justin Fields. That's how you sell it. But if you're saying, Fran, you're not getting rid of the proven productivity that you've been seeing from Brock Purdy for this speculation. Like I think
you actually are, especially while the tape's hot.
So
try to go.
Tape hot, yes. Tape hot, yes. But TG, if this is you as the GM, what are you doing?
I'm trading Purdy.
Wow. You're keeping Lance.
Even how everything is paid out this year, you're going to keep Lance.
Because I seen him in practice. He looked good. I'm keeping the athlete, and I'm getting a third-round pick. And I robbed you. I bought this at a 7th, and I sold it at a 3rd. I robbed you. And he
what about Brady versus Lance?
And then when Lance is over here not giving you what Purdy gave you, which is an NFC Championship appearance at least.
Then I'm going back to that guru that drafted him in the 7th.
Oh man, more heads have to roll. If you move on from Purdy and Lance does not get you back to an NFC Championship, you gotta have heads rolling.
If you moved on from Garoppolo and Lance didn't get him back, you're having the same combo. So either way, you're having this combo.
Yes, but I think the context is different because the contract with Jimmy G, you don't have that out of, hey, this is a cheaper option right here. That's what we doing this. That goes out the window.
You're paying Trey Lance over there. You're paying that. That went 3rd overall in the draft. Like, you're talking like that's not getting contract.
Oh no, it's getting money. It's definitely getting. That's paid. Yeah, when you talk top 5, that's paid. Yeah,
$39 million guaranteed.
Yeah, that's paid.
So
He's getting money.
I either got to get my money back for it, or what are we doing with it? Like something got to happen. I can't just let it just sit here. No, we're not going to do that. Not for Purdy. We're not going to do that. It costs too much.
So you are not on the Purdy train.
So it sounds like your rankings are Lance over Purdy. Are you doing Brady over Lance though?
Yeah, I'm doing Brady
personally.
over.
All right, so of the 4, Brady,
if
Lance.
Brady want to come to Pittsburgh, get 8 up out of there. I'm doing Brady over everything.
No.
TG chose violence today. It's the 400th episode. TG brought out the Draco. He said, "Bro, I left the little 9 at the crib. I got the Draco. I'm sending shots everywhere. All right, nobody is safe."
I keep 8. I would.
That boy said if he want to come to Pittsburgh, 8 gotta go.
Yeah, we keeping 8.
No, I think if you're San Fran, you go try to get Brady. I think if you're San Fran, you try to get Brady.
I think it depends. To me personally, it depends on what happens with the Super Bowl. Right now, yeah, I would lean Brady over both Lance and Purdy. But if Purdy wins the Bowl, that's tough.
Purdy win the Super Bowl. We talking about him winning 10 games in a row. First 10 starts undefeated. That's like when we talked about 7. Remember when 7 first started? That's what we talking about, like that type of stuff.
I get it, bro. I really do. I get it. And maybe you try to trade Trey and you get some value back for it. And then
for Purdy sure. You have to.
To me, I'm moving on from Trey. I'm trading Trey.
And then Purdy got to be that guy for you for the next couple years because you made a big boy decision.
True.
and now you've made him a first rounder. So we just need the first round. Now you're looking for something. That's what I'm saying.
True,
you're not looking.
But I think the dynamic is still slightly different because right now he's still at bare minimum has you in a NFC Championship game. When we talk Kenny, when we evaluate Kenny in his first 4 years, we're gonna say what? What have you done postseason wise? Where have you gotten us? When you look at Joe Burrow, he's taking the team to a Super Bowl. They're going back to an AFC Championship. When you talk Josh Allen, AFC Championship, 3 division rounds, right? So it's like we look at these quarterbacks and we say, man, where have you taken us? Brock Purdy, he's going to say NFC Championship. We'll find out if he's going to go to a Super Bowl. I think if he does that, that buys him this first couple of years because that's how we evaluate all these rookie quarterbacks anyways. When Trey Lance becomes like the guy there, we're trying to see, can you get them further than where they were? Jimmy G took them to a Super Bowl and an NFC Championship game. You got to do at least that. Can you do that in those 4 or 5 years? Brock Purdy has done that, so I think that still buys them time, even if it didn't work out after this season, because of what he just did. Whereas with Trey, we haven't seen it yet. We don't even know if he can take a team to a winning record just yet. We haven't seen that.
Very true.
We don't know if he can go on a 7-game winning streak and not turn the ball over. You look at Purdy's numbers, 3-1, or excuse me, 2-1 in terms of touchdowns to picks. So it's like, no, he's 3-1. If I remember correctly, I want to say he was
17-3,
right, or 17-4, yeah. So it's like, man, we don't even know if Trey Lance can do that just yet.
I agree with that. I agree with that. But I think you made that decision when you drafted him 3rd overall in the draft.
New information doesn't matter though. This new information.
But you got to even look at the value of that pick. They traded for that pick. They did. They told Jimmy we're done with
a bad pick.
They did.
But we're not. It's no such. We're not doing bad picks.
You can't admit to a bad pick. You can't admit to that.
You have to here.
No, you can't admit to that. No.
I think that's the part
that would get you fired.
Seeing.
That would get you fired.
No, I get what you're saying from an organizational standpoint. Like you have this bravado or this ego that you don't want to admit that it was a bad pick. I feel like admitting it's a bad pick is only better for you going forward.
You can admit it when it's year 4 and they like you want the 5th year option or not. That's when you be like, you know what, this pick wasn't the best.
What I'm saying is this is the time to do it because you're having success right now.
Is the time
with the
to do it.
7th round pick that you did just make.
Yes, it makes sense. But optics in business, no. Optics, you can't do that.
3rd pick for a 7th round pick.
Yeah.
You can't do that. I think you're looking at it in the perspective of who's the better player. It's not about that. Yeah. It's like, yo, I went out my way.
I gave up a ton to get this. Like when we talked Devin Bush, we said we gave up the move up to get Devin. It was like, yo, we can't move on from that right now because of what we did to get him.
All right, then the question is that smart business or no?
No, it's not smart business. It's not, but
terrible.
It is business. But it's not smart business. But it's business. Yeah.
So, what I'm saying is, and if you do decide that Purdy's your guy, you've now said Purdy is that 1st round 3rd pick that you went for. You have to trade Trey. And you got to get a little bit more value than that 7th round pick. But Purdy got to be a dog in there for the next few years. Now if it don't work, you're like, damn, we gave up Trey for this. That gets somebody super fired. Like you say it like these
unless Purdy gets you the ring this year.
If
Purdy gets you the ring,
I don't think.
But that's why you're moving off the Lance anyway.
You don't think
Purdy doing that gets you that? That's not what we're doing. Because, I mean, Trent Dilfer won a Super Bowl before. Like, scenarios can get you there. I think that Shanahan is in there guruing it up. I think you'll see that team, that D coordinator's gone next year.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're going to
D'Amico? Yeah, he out of there. D'Amico gone. Yeah, D'Amico gone.
That whole team's going to get shaken up.
Yeah.
So it's like.
And everybody getting paid, too. Everybody getting paid.
Everybody getting paid.
Everybody go get a check. Let's go.
We got to ride. Jimmy will catch a little bit off of this. So you know how it's going to go. Like, I just don't think you can go ahead and ride with Purdy. As much, he can do everything right. It sounds crazy, but he just still is that 7th round guy, and they drafted him in front of him 3rd pick in the draft. 3rd. And I know it's not how you get here, but that's a lot of money invested to just say like, oh, this one's doing better. No.